Perfect. So, very sorry that this is going to be in English. My colleague Matteo, his girlfriend is pregnant, and that's why he had to stay in Madrid. I hope you all can understand. That's why we're going to
Congratulations.
here. So, congratulations to Matteo. And Evelyn, I guess you're not a native speaker yourself, right? But I aspire. It's amazing. So, great Spanish. So, yeah, I'm from Kolsquare, and okay, here we go. I'm here with my colleague Zach. He's sitting right there. So we have a stand in the back. If you have any questions, if you want to speak with us, just come over, and then we can discuss some more. Does anybody know Kolsquare? You can raise your hands. One, yay! Perfect. So in the end, everybody will know us. Okay. So Kolsquare is an influencer marketing solution. It's pretty similar to Tracker, just better. I didn't say that. And no, I'm just kidding, guys. It's all fun. And yeah, what we did is we didn't want to present like the usual stuff that you hear at influencer marketing events. We wanted to present something that we did ourselves. So it's kind of an experiment. And I'm really eager to hear your thoughts at the end of this. So first thing, I'm going to give you a quick overview over the trends that we had in the past 2 years. So there's been a huge increase in influencer marketing. Then we're going to have a quick quiz because we've listened to a lot of stuff since I think it's 10 in the morning, and I guess we can shake it up a little bit. Then we're going to speak about becoming Hannah, which is the actual topic of the speech. And in the end, we can have, of course, a Q&A. You can ask any questions that you have. So influencer marketing in 2022, we've had four main drivers in the past 2 years. First of all, the rise of short video. Everybody by now knows TikTok. I think in many places it has taken over for YouTube and other entertainment systems. So for me, it's a competitor to Netflix more than it is to Instagram, for example, because it's about entertainment more than it is about a social medium where people connect, although of course they connect as well. This, of course, was a big driver as well. COVID-19, the pandemic, everybody stayed at home. Everybody was supposed to be working, was on their phone. So I think we had a huge increase, 60% of watch time increase in peak times. So a lot more people being on social media, actually consuming more content, and so on and so forth. And of course, something that has driven influencer marketing as well is the changes in iOS 14. I don't know if you're aware, but tracking is becoming more and more difficult. So we've seen an increase in influencer marketing as well, because tracking is also an option there, and you can still have a nice funnel from, let's say, awareness down all the way to your actual sales and performance. And last but not least, I don't know if you're familiar with the term D2C, direct to consumer. Yeah, no. Raise your hand if you do. Okay, two people, okay, or three, okay. So D2C is a brand that, let's say I want to build my brand and I want to sell through my e-com. Yeah, I do a Shopify shop and that's a D2C brand. And because I'm responsible for the German-speaking markets for Kolsquare, we have a lot of D2C brands, and I'm sure you have some as well in Spain as well. So, and we're seeing very big differences between legacy brands like L'Oreal, LVMH, for example, and D2C brands. We have a lot of D2C brands that are very much concerned about performance. So their influencer marketing is not about awareness. The only reason why they work with influencers is to actually drive sales and revenue, and that's the only reason why they continue to work with people. It's not like, hey, I get great content, or hey, I get a certain reach or engagements. They don't care about that at all. The only thing that they care about is actual performance, and that's a huge change in the industry, because I started in 2018. It used to be a huge black box what was happening. Everybody was saying, oh, this is the reach that we got, this is the engagements, everybody celebrated, and in the end, nobody knew what happened. Quiz time. So this is an example of some data that you can get on Kolsquare. And I've picked two different examples. So this is a person, as you can see, they have 52% male followers, 47% female, 24% from Germany, 15% Brazil, and so on. I hope you can all see it. And the question is, and please raise your hand, if you were, let's say, a German brand specifically targeting females, would you work with this person? No one? Zero? Okay. What about this one? 89% female, 53% German. Yeah, more. Please raise your hands. Yeah, okay. What if I told you it's the same person? So what we at Kolsquare do is we basically not only showcase the data on the followers in total, but also on the followers, on the likers. So only the people that actually engage. And that's the main difference. So many times you see people that maybe have bought followers or have followers from all around the world, but they still have a very strong community that is actually fitting your target audience. And another thing that we showcase is this here. So you can filter for all the time, or I always filter for 6 months, and you can see how often this person has tagged other brands, because you see a little number on the right-hand side and the account on the left-hand side. And the main differentiation that Kolsquare has to any other platform is that we store Instagram stories up to 12 months. So branded collaborations have changed into 90% being stories. So if you're only going through the feed, you're missing out on 90% of what is actually happening in their content. So this serves as a proof of concept first. So if I see that our other brands are working continuously with a certain influencer, it's always a very strong signal, especially the D2C brands, if I'm looking for performance. And the other thing is, I can also be inspired by other brands. So when I give people a best practice on how to search for influencers, I don't say, hey, go for, I don't know, 50% German audience, go for X% female, because if you are doing and managing campaigns yourself, I'm pretty sure you can say the same thing as I do. Influencer marketing is arbitrary. Okay? I know it's tough to say this, but nobody can pin down certain KPIs and say, okay, if I have 2% engagement rate, this percent here, this percent here, this is the outcome I'm going to get. Nobody. Okay? You can have the best people, the best engaged community, and they're not going to sell. You're not going to see the results that you want. That's why I'm looking at other brands. Who are other brands working with consistently? That's the biggest signal that I can get. Then, of course, I look into the other stuff as well. And this is how I came up, because I'm seeing many, many different profiles who have this type of data. So you have a lot of fake followers, and you still have a very strong community, and you have a lot of brands who are working with them, so they're actually seeing results. And I thought, well, what if we actually try to do that ourselves? So I thought there is a tipping point, yeah, where if you buy followers, and people will reach a certain point that they will then grow organically. So buying followers and views and so on will actually lead us to get a strong organic community. That was the premise, and that's what we're going to look at. Because I know we said we're going to look at a profile that got 200,000 followers and 1 million views, but just to break it down to you, we bought them all, so it's fake. But we did that on many different platforms because we wanted to show how they change and what happens if we do that. And that's how we created Becoming Hannah. So the experiment outline was, Hannah is a girl that we know, and she's never been a content creator, never been an influencer. And what we asked her to do is to actually record 2 videos, or no, she had 2 days per week where she recorded videos, so she could post 2 videos per day per week. And she did that for 2 months. The videos shouldn't be original. So what we did is we just selected 2 other influencers, and we said, hey, just create what they are doing, because we wanted it to be replicable. We wanted to see we didn't want to have any originality in it, any creativeness, nothing. Just something that just create the content and put it up there. We're going to buy the followers, we're going to buy views, and so on and so forth, and we're going to see what happens. And could you go back to the presentation? That's it. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, who of you thinks that we got blocked? Please raise your hand. No one? Okay, like all social media, they tell you we're going to go against bots, we're going to delete them, and so on and so forth. No one thinks we got blocked. Okay, interesting. And we didn't, actually. So we thought, yeah, no worries. So we thought the thing on the left would happen. So we would get blocked and shadow banned and whatnot. But what actually happened is the results that you see on the right-hand side. So we had a video go viral with 1.5 million views, one with 640, and so on and so forth. So that was really interesting because every social medium is telling you, well, we're going up against these bots and fake followers and whatnot. And you would be really, I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's actually really interesting to see how many possibilities there are to buy followers and things like that. They have refillable options where you buy 1,000. If they go, then they can give you 100 more and whatnot. So it's pretty crazy. So next time I'm going to walk you through the main KPIs that we did, and after that I'm going to show you the learnings. So first things first, we started with Instagram. We invested 1,400 euros, and we actually had collaboration requests for products and collaborations for 2,200 euros. So it would have been a return of investment of 150%. We bought 258,000 followers, and as of now, she still has 197. Of course, oh, by the way, we didn't actually collaborate with anyone. That would be immoral, by the way. And the engagement rate on Instagram was 0.03%. On TikTok, we spent 63 euros. We bought 9,000 followers. We had collaboration requests for 250 euros and a return of investment, if we would have done it, for 300%. As of now, we have 11.7 thousand followers and an engagement rate of 20%. On YouTube, we didn't invest any money because we wanted to try it out as well, see how this works. So we didn't invest any money, but we achieved 2,200 followers and 14% engagement. And just one thing about the content. I don't know if you're familiar with the term 9:16 content. It's basically the format of our screens. And if you create it for TikTok, you can recycle it for Instagram Reels, for TikTok, for YouTube Shorts. That's why it was easy, of course, to just create it once and then distribute it on all the different channels. And as for the learnings, first of all, how to fuck with the algorithm. First thing we learned is if you buy followers in steps of 1,000, nothing is going to happen. The biggest signal that we found in terms of the platforms actually not blocking us was the content frequency. As I told you, we posted 2 times per day, and that really consistently over a course of 2 to 3 months. So we think that is very highly correlated to us not being blocked, because of course we had an increase in followers, of course we had an increase in engagements or views because we all bought them, but we gave the platform what the platform wants, which is content. We actually contributed to what is actually happening. Next of all, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but you need at least 1,000 followers on TikTok to go live. So this is something that you can just simply buy. You just pay, I don't know, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, you buy 1,000 followers, and you're good to go. So this is not something that you even have to achieve. Or back in the days when you used to have or had to have 10,000 followers in order to use a swipe up and things like that. So those are thresholds that you can actually buy yourself in. Next to that, we wouldn't use a scheduler because what we found is that the platforms actually favor organic usage. That means to upload your content organically, but also the biggest driver next to the content frequency was to actually have content that is human. So the more voice we had, the more voiceover. When Hannah actually spoke herself, we saw that these videos actually performed better. Or if she just didn't just take a sound and just reenacted the video. So that was a very strong signal for the platforms as well. As for the organic traction, as you all saw, my initial premise, like, hey, we can go over a tipping point and then everything is going to start working organically, it didn't work out on Instagram. Not at all. As you saw, we had an engagement rate of 0.03%. That's really, really bad. So nothing changed, nothing really happened. Every view was bought, every engagement was bought, all the followers were bought, but we actually never reached what we wanted in the beginning, at least not on Instagram, but we did on TikTok. So on TikTok, we only bought 9,000 followers, and as you saw, we had an increase. We had 11.7 when we left off, and we had 20% engagements. So there, by buying followers and also we bought some views, we actually learned that the algorithm, when we push it with fake followers or fake views, that it's actually picking up and distributing the content even more. So that's a thing that actually really worked out. The community itself was really nice, really helpful. So a lot of really genuine engagements because we didn't buy any engagements there. And for YouTube Shorts, as you saw, we didn't buy any followers, any engagements, and so on. But we still had 2,000 followers in the end. The only thing is the engagements with 14% that we had were not so nice. So people were like, yeah, go back to TikTok, or what are you doing here? Stop dancing and whatnot. So that's what we found out. And last but not least, in terms of the creator, as you saw in the video, we had encountered several things because we at Kolsquare are very high on the term responsible influencer marketing. And even though it was an experiment, even though Hannah knew that it was fake, it was really hard on her because first of all, she had a lot of pressure to create the content herself. So 2 days per week, she had to sit down, she had to actually be in the mood, she had to actually create the content and then upload it and so on and so forth. That was the first thing. And the second thing is if you cannot speak with your friends or family about it, like, oh, wow, Hannah, you're blowing up, 200,000 followers, blah, blah, blah. So this does something with you. And if you see that this button is changing, that you get more followers, you get more likes, even though you know that it's fake, it actually does something with you. So that's why it's really important to understand that the people that we're working with, it's not like a display campaign where I can say today it's blue, tomorrow it's red. It's an actual human being. So you have to keep that in mind if you're working with influencers. Always the way you approach them. I know they're not professionals anytime. I guess everybody has their fuck up stories for that, but it's really important to keep that in mind, to manage expectations for yourself, but also for them. And yeah, we also have a goodie for everyone. So if you're interested, we have a stand in the back. If you want us to check out your brand, or if you're working for several brands, then we can do a quick overview, can create a reporting for you guys, and then we can send it to you. And that's it from me. Do you have any questions? Let's all buy followers and get rich. Just kidding. Una pregunta.
Okay.
That's right. Sir.
Where is the question?
English, please.
Hi, bro. Nice to meet you. A pleasure listen your conference. And the question is most is simple. Is I look your all conference, and I see that YouTube is a good platform for invest €0. What's your opinion about YouTube, actually?
So the thing is about monetization. If I am an influencer, then if I do this as my full-time job, then I want to earn money. And I don't know if you saw this, but YouTube made a change that they want to monetize YouTube Shorts as well. So I think YouTube is doing a lot, and they have a creators fund where they actually pay a lot to their creators. So if that is something that you want to do, I would highly encourage you to do that. Because again, if you create the content, this 9 to 16 content, you can recycle it on all the platforms. It's no extra work for you. And it seems like it's picking up really good. So the algorithm is actually favorable. And I think for not creating any specific topic for YouTube Shorts, having 2,000 followers after 2 months, that's great. Did that answer the question? No, did that answer your question? Is it? Yeah? Okay.